Good afternoon, folks. Ray Bassett, and I've got Kyle with me. We just did a strawberry treatment with Kyle, and it's his first time. How'd it feel, Kyle?
I didn't even know it was on. It was very warm once it turned on, and no pain whatsoever.
Our strawberry laser is it comes with 10 paddles. It's on our website. If you get on our website, thefirmu.com, and hit the strawberry laser lipo button here, and there's a video that you can press right here and then watch the actual video on how it works. Anyway, Kyle's results were very impressive. He lost 4.25 inches in less than what? Less than an hour. And so, how do you feel from that?
I feel great. I mean, it's just impressive. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just keep that notch in your belt going.
Right.
Pretty good. Okay. Anyway, the purpose of this afternoon, we've received Kyle's results from his labs back. We do a very comprehensive hormonal lab panel, and a lot of insurance companies won't cover the things that we do. We cover things that prevent sickness or diseases. A lot of times when you get your doctor, it's not the doctor's fault, and the insurance companies won't pay for a lot of things that we will do automatically. And we do this because we're all about health care, not sick care. Health care. We don't discover diseases. We we prevent them from happening in the first place. Anyway, I just want to go over some key notes. I also want to make it known that Kyle has volunteered. The information that we're sharing has been agreed upon, and Kyle has been a good sport in sharing with that. And we're not going to get very, very specific with this as we would in a regular consultation, but we'll just talk briefly on things that we have found. Now, I'm just doing a evaluation of Kyle's lab review. I am in no way a physician. I am not going to prescribe or suggest anything that is pharmaceutical grade, or I should say pharmaceutical involved. I am not, again, a doctor, so we're not going there. This is only to suggest supplements that are going to help Kyle clean up what's on his labs and get him closer to his goal. Okay, so this is not guessing. People pay hundreds of dollars a month on supplements they don't need. Here, we can scientifically tell you exactly what you need, and then 3 months later do another test and see where you are. So here at the FirmU, there's no guessing. We are right on the ball, right? We've got the science behind us, and everything that we do here, we can prove and back up by evidence-based medicine. Anyway, as I'm looking at this test, there's some things that are a little surprising for a guy of Kyle's size. Kyle's got a weight, or started weighing, or when he first came, almost 450 pounds. In fact, it was 449.6, I believe it was. And now he's down to, what was it? What's the latest?
237.6 was a week ago.
237, so about 12 pounds?
12 pounds, and then I go in for a weigh-in tomorrow.
And all this is happening during a baby that was just delivered. And we want to congratulate Kyle and wife over here, mother, and on the newborn. So anybody that has excuses at home, Kyle, do you have any excuses?
No excuses.
No, he's
excuses are results. I don't know if you know that.
Oh yeah, that's one of our models. Okay, that's right. Anyways, I'm not a doctor. I'm just going to briefly go over this result test, and I'm not going to go over the things that need prescriptions. Okay, glucose. Now, judging from Kyle's size, I would think, fasting glucose is sugar in your blood. When you wake up in the morning, your number should be under 99 as far as glucose levels. Kyle's at 99, so he looks, golden on here. In fact, some of the numbers on here, if I didn't see Kyle or know Kyle, I would say he's a very healthy person. And because you're skinny doesn't mean you're not sick. You can be healthy, being skinny or lean, or being heavier. Either way, you could be sick or you could be or healthy. So without a blood test, you're just guessing. You're just throwing darts in the dark. His kidneys look very good, very fine. We look at his liver and we see that there's the levels are a little bit higher. Nothing to be panicky about. We have a supplement, and we go supplements first before we go with any kind of medications most of the time. And again, I'm not a doctor and I'm not prescribing medications. These are just supplements over the counter. As a matter of fact, our supplements are all medical grade or pharmaceutical grade supplements. This is not a multi-marketing level type of products. You can't, bug your neighbor, bug your co-worker, your friends, your family, and try to get them to sell this stuff. This is not that kind of stuff. This stuff is you can't buy this at any of the GNC's vitamin shops or anything like that. You have to have a medical professional license to be able to get this these supplements. So they're very clean. Anyway, so I would suggest, and this is just suggestions too, by the way, that we get Kyle on Milk Fiscal to clean up his liver. I've also suggested that we get him on a paleo cleanse. Judged from just his size, his body mass alone, or body fat alone, that this will help his infiltration system, which is basically your kidneys and your liver. You ever wondered why you see a little kid, say 9 years old, eating a Happy Meal every day, and they have a little six-pack on them? Well, that's because that these kids are they have their kidneys and livers, their infiltration system is brand new. It's perfect. Nothing's been tainted. As we grow older, things get clogged up like an older car. Your filter, if you don't change out your filter, your car's not going to run as well. So we're going to get this big Cadillac here going, running 100%. We're going to start off with the paleo cleanse right here. Like that Cadillac?
Like
good. Okay. All right.
Like that.
All right. So anyway, so we're going to do that along with Milk Fiscal. Now the paleo cleanse is a 14-day cleanse. It's from Designs for Health, and again, you have to have a medical license to get access, or come to the firm you here to get this. It's a 14-day. Comes with 4 supplements itself. It has chromium in it, which helps Kyle to start to move to burning fat for energy rather than sugar. And again, based upon what I see here, he's running a lot on sugar and not getting down to fat cells. That's why cardio is not good for people that are heavy, because they never get down to the fat cells for energy. They're always burning sugar. It's very simple physiology. Now, you can go to these other clubs and you can get on their treadmills or bikes and go like heck and look up at your heart rate and all that. That's all fine and dandy. Go home and weigh yourself. You lose 2 or 3 pounds. You might burn 500 calories. Good for you. But there's no metabolic process from it. That's all you get is 500 calories. That's it. You're done. And the weight that you lose is mostly going to be from water. Okay? So that's why we advocate weight training. I'm not saying cardio is not a bad thing to do. It's a good thing. But for fat loss, the best thing is using weights. Weight training is number 1. Not only does it build bone or muscle, but it also builds bone. Okay, enough of that. Moving on to cholesterol, HDL, high-density lipids. Kyle's pretty low on this, okay? And it's because a couple things. He's got low testosterone. I have to jump around a little bit, and that's going to make his HDL low. Also, his omega-3s must be low because his HDL is low. Omega-3, plant-based omega-3 is very hard to get. We can't get it from our meat today or even our plants because they have been genetically modified, or our animals have been tainted with corn, grain, or whatever they feed them nowadays. They're not grass-fed. And if you think it's organic, well, unless you see it being killed or you see a plant grow in the backyard, I wouldn't trust it being organic, that is. Anyway, so we're going to get him on plant-based omega-3. This is going to bring up his HDL. It's actually going to make him sleep better. His body's going to be able to repair from the workouts that we do, which all we do is stimulate muscle. We don't annihilate it. We just stimulate it so that it makes the receptors, and I'll get into the insulin part here in a moment. Anyway, before I jump ahead, his LDL, which is low-density lipids, is pretty high. Okay, so his total cholesterol is kind of high. Now, if we can bring down his LDL and bring up his HDL, he'll be in the normal category there. Now, remember, well, does anybody ever heard somebody die on high cholesterol? Have you? No, I haven't. So cholesterol is not necessarily the bad guy. We need cholesterol to make hormones. Cholesterol is in every cell in the body. We need cholesterol. But it's inflamed cholesterol that causes the clots and causes the issues, the health issues. So if you, that's why when we test, and I'm going to get to that again, I'm jumping ahead, we're going to look at C-reactive protein, which is a measurement for inflammation. So inflamed cholesterol is the bad guy that builds up on your blood vessels and causes clots. They break up, go to your heart, bingo. You find yourself with a heart attack. Okay, but through diet and exercise, which is the best prescription that you can ever have. Okay, diet and exercise. Oh, wait a minute, I saw a commercial. It says when diet and exercise doesn't work. Who the heck said it doesn't work? It works here every day. Come see us. All right, let me move around. Am I getting excited or what? A little bit? Okay, all right.
It's
all
good
right.
to be excited.
It is. I'm passionate about what I do here. And when I see things like this, and I know there's other doctors that can be out there helping people, and they're not doing it. Okay, testosterone's low. How old are you? 31 years
31.
old? Okay. Well,
31.
I'm not going to say the number here, but it's down there. It's low. And your free testosterone, which is the bioavailable testosterone. So if you go to your doctor and they just give you your testosterone levels, that's fine. But unless you know what your free testosterone is, you don't have a real accurate number. Because there are sex hormones that bound to them and make them not bioavailable. And here in our test, I can see he has a bounding problem with protein going onto his testosterone, and that can be fixed. And that's going to be where I pass this on to our doctor. Okay, this is all going to be passed on to our doctor. By the way, I'm just getting some of the supplements that he can be getting on now until he sees her. Hemoglobin A1C. This is a very important number. This also judges whether you're diabetic, pre-diabetic, or insulin resistant. I'm looking at a number here that puts him in between pre-diabetic and diabetic. So he's right on the verge of being diabetic. You must have good genes, okay? Because normally with a body fat percentage that you have, you're more than likely going to be full-blown diabetic. So this is going to be a doctor call whether we go with a medication. Now, we have a supplement that we can use in conjunction with a medication, and usually doctors prescribe metformin. That's one of the prescriptions they use. We're going to get a metabolic synergy, which sensitizes receptors on your muscles to take in sugar and insulin. So that will free up Kyle's blood and make him more sensitive to insulin so that he doesn't have large levels of insulin throughout his blood. Remember that it's a physiological fact that if you have high levels of insulin in your blood, you can't burn fat no matter what you do. Okay, so our number one goal here is to work from the inside out, meaning that we have to get his blood sugar down, which brings his insulin down. They bond together like smoke and fire. They bond together, they go to a muscle cell. That's why we lift weights and not so much on cardio. And so they go into a muscle cell, they become glycogen, and that frees up his blood to be clean, so he uses fat for energy. Okay, we're looking at DHEA. DHEA is a precursor for testosterone, natural testosterone that your testicles build, or that you create naturally inside. He's a little low on that. I'm going to suggest that he takes a supplement, a DHEA supplement for that. And that's going to bring his numbers up in that category. Prostate looks great. There you go, buddy. All right, we don't have to worry about that. Vitamin D is very, very low. So we got a vitamin D supplement with that that we're going to go with for him there. Now, C-reactive protein is another non-insurance blood panel that should be on there. because it gives a marker for inflammation. And again, anytime there's inflammation, always leads to some kind of disease or sickness, or destroys your immune system. By having a low or a high C-reactive protein number, it's not a good thing. So everything on this blood panel that we're doing is all fixable. That's the good thing. There's never bad news here. So what we're going to go with that is some curcumin. And that should help. And again, with the paleo cleanse. And also, we got a little secret weapon called Marigold bars.
So good.
These little guys right here are going to help you out on your food intake. So if you look at it this way, you know, you hear you have 5 or 6 meals a day. Well, yeah, that's true. Small meals. Well, it can be small if they have enzymes in them because they satisfy you. You shouldn't eat to get full. Because our food does not have enzymes in it, we eat to get full because that's the only measurement we have to realize that we ate too much. The enzymes will kick up, for lack of better words, will activate serotonin in your gut, goes to your hypothalamus in your brain, tells the pituitary gland, hey, I'm satisfied. I don't need to eat anymore. Anyway, so that's what Marigold bars do. They taste great. Marigold.com. It's on our website. Check it out. These things are great. If you're afraid to come to the Firm U because I don't want to change my diet, we got news for you. This stuff is great. This paleo cleanse you take twice a day, that's 2 meals. You take a couple of these a day, oh my God, we're up to 4 meals. All you have to do really is prepare 1 meal. Okay? All right, let's move along. Whoa, insulin. Okay, insulin's is a big hormone that we look at, because I say big because it makes things grow. It makes fat grow, or it can make muscle grow. If you've ever seen these huge bodybuilders up on stage or in magazines and said, how the heck did they get that way? It's because they're using a lot of testosterone, a lot of other drugs that I can't pronounce, and they're using insulin to get that way. So insulin makes things grow. So Kyle's got a very high insulin level. Now, if you went to a regular doctor or to somebody who didn't test for insulin, we would never know that. You would say where there's smoke, there's fire. Well, and I mentioned earlier, where there's sugar, there's insulin. Well, there's not much sugar here with Kyle, but there's a whole lot of insulin. So we've got an insulin issue. And with high levels of insulin, like I mentioned, it's impossible to lose fat. Now, you can lose pounds. You can try to fake yourself out and say, I lost 10 pounds, but it's going to be water. Okay? So by weight training, that's the easiest way to get your insulin levels down. And again, that's why it's better than doing cardio. I'm not saying not to do cardio for your cardio lovers out there, but insulin is going to come down just by weight training alone. Anyway, that's the major part that I'm going to talk about today on the blood test. The rest of it comes from our doctor. Okay? She writes all the prescriptions, and we do this as an option here at the Firm U. You can come here and just do personal training. We're going to be starting classes in September. We're going to call it Hit the Firm U. HIIT. HIT meaning high intensive
interval training.
What is it?
High intensity interval training.
At the Firm U. Again, we lift weights more than that. What's nice about the HIT is that you do a little bit get more of that cardio and lighter weights, where we do pretty much the same thing, but not in a group class. Okay, so that's going to be coming out in September. We're going to be on TV this a week from today on KPRC Channel 2, Houston Life. We're going to showcase Kyle. Hopefully he doesn't mess up the HIT like I did, but we'll be going live there. Also, the weekend that weekend, the 26th, we're going to be having a whole open house here at the Firm U from 4 to 7 o'clock. And we're going to be showcasing the HIT at the Firm U at that point. So how do you feel today?
I feel great. Not to try and sound scripted or anything like
Right.
that at all. It's not, if anyone's thinking that. My energy levels are through the roof compared to 2 to 3 weeks ago. My knees feel better, and I feel better just in general. So, very happy with the results I'm getting. So
Yeah, and the more weight that Kyle loses, the better his knees are going to be. And what's nice about having a heavy person is that you've got a lot of muscle. And the whole key to our philosophy, I shouldn't say our philosophy, is to keep the muscle and lose the fat. Now, a lot of people do restrictive diets, or calorie restrictive diets, and what happens there is you also lose muscle in the process. Muscle is your friend. The fat burns in the muscle cell. So we're going to leave on that note and be looking out for us. We'll be doing this periodically, meeting like this or consultations. But we will be on KPRC Houston Life on the 24th of August. Open house on the 26th. See you there.